Some new details coming in at 7:42 this morning. We're hearing from the attorneys of two South Carolina people who survived a deadly kidnapping in Mexico.
There's a really big story. The attorneys say the two continue to make improvements, but it'll be a long road in terms of recovery, we're learning. This is a story we covered extensively earlier this month, and Eric Williams and Latavia McGee were two of the four people from Lake City, South Carolina, who were kidnapped and shot at the crossing into the border of Mexico. Authorities say they believe the cartel mistakenly targeted the group. Sadly, the two of their friends, Shaeed Woodard and Zindell Brown, were killed in an ambush. Williams was hurt and has undergone several surgeries since then. McGee was not hurt. Their attorneys say that the two have been through a nightmare and are now looking for the next steps as they get situated back home.
Trying to find some means of getting some money to help pay for the extensive amount of medical expenses that all parties have had to already pay and that they will have to pay in the future.
The attorneys released this statement saying, as we move forward, we ask for your continued support as we pursue every avenue seeking justice for Eric and Latavia and to hold those responsible for the deaths of Shaeed and Zindell accountable. Mexican authorities have charged at least 5 people in connection to the kidnapping. It came after the cartel reportedly apologized in a letter stating they would turn over their own members who were involved in the kidnapping.